Let's go, Broncos. The 2024 season has given us fresh hope that our team can make it to the playoffs, and maybe even the Super Bowl. Yes, it's a tough road ahead with so many strong teams, but every season starts with one goal: reaching the top. To do that, we know the Broncos must fix their mistakes and keep improving. But trust me, Sean Payton is ready to take this team even further. Before I share something exciting with you, don't forget to hit that like button if you think Sean Payton has done a great job with the Broncos. And if you're feeling the team spirit, drop a comment saying, "Go Broncos, go Payton." Now, let's talk about what the Broncos achieved last year. They earned 3 big recognitions in the year-end awards, showing they're back to being serious contenders. First up, Coach Sean Payton was named a finalist for Coach of the Year. This is huge, especially since many doubted the Broncos at the start of the season. People thought they'd only win 5 games, but under Payton's leadership, the team proved everyone wrong. It wasn't just about winning games, though. Payton changed the team's mindset and playing style, bringing new energy and focus. Seeing his name among the finalists shows how hard the Broncos have worked and how much they've grown. And guess what? That's just the beginning. On the field, Patrick Surtain II has been a true standout, and he's now one of the top contenders for Defensive Player of the Year. It's rare for a cornerback to get this kind of attention. Usually the spotlight is on players who get sacks or dominate as edge rushers. But Surtain has shown he's a special talent, shutting down the best receivers in the league week after week. He's become the foundation of the Broncos' defense, and his success is not just about his skills, but also about the smart defensive strategies that let him shine. Broncos fans have even more to cheer about with the recognition of Rookie of the Year. Offensive rookie Bo Chapman-Nix has wowed everyone with his incredible plays, putting him among the league's most exciting young stars. There's a lot of debate over who will win the award, Bo Nix or Jaden Daniels from the Commanders. Daniels had an amazing playoff game, but some say Bo had a harder path, facing tougher defenses during the season. Even with fewer top-notch teammates to back him up, Bo consistently delivered. His rise is a sign of great things ahead for Denver's offense, and the thought of him winning Rookie of the Year is exciting for all Broncos fans. However, not all the news has been perfect. Vance Joseph, the Broncos' defensive coordinator, didn't get a nomination for Assistant Coach of the Year, and many fans and analysts are unhappy about it. His efforts deserved more recognition, sparking plenty of discussions in Broncos country. Vance Joseph deserves a lot of credit for building a top 10 defense with limited resources. The only first-round pick on the roster was Patrick Surtain, yet Joseph managed to create a unit that shined during the Broncos' 5-game win streak. These wins included beating teams that made the playoffs, proving Joseph knows how to get the best out of his players. Many fans feel he should have been a strong contender for recognition, especially when compared to the other nominees. Another snub that's hard to ignore is Nick Bonitto being left out of the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. Statistically, Bonitto outperformed some of the league's biggest names, like T.J. Watt. Bonitto had more sacks, a game-winning interception, and even returned a fumble for a touchdown. His breakout season was impressive, and while it might seem like a stretch for the Broncos to have 2 players in the Defensive Player of the Year category, leaving Bonitto out feels like a missed chance to celebrate his impact. On the coaching side, there's a lot happening. The Broncos are searching for a new special teams coordinator, and things are getting interesting. Darren Rizzi, who many thought was Sean Payton's top choice, seemed to be heading elsewhere. But now, it looks like he's back in the running for Denver. Rizzi has a history of leading top 10 special teams, so bringing him on board would be a big win for the Broncos. Keep an eye on this situation as the offseason continues. It could be a game-changer. Meanwhile, coaching changes across the league are creating a domino effect, shaking things up for many teams. Big changes are happening in the NFL coaching world. Ben Johnson has taken the head coach job with the Chicago Bears, but his move hasn't been without drama. Rumors suggest there were conflicts and unresolved issues during his time in Detroit. Johnson's exit could mean new opportunities for the Broncos, especially if Darren Rizzi lands the special teams coordinator role. These coaching shifts are creating ripple effects, and they're worth watching, especially for teams like the Raiders who are still searching for stability. Speaking of the Raiders, their offseason is full of rumors, too. One of the biggest? Pete Carroll might join the Dallas Cowboys instead of the Raiders. If that happens, it could shake up the AFC West. The Broncos could face a Raiders team with some major changes, like starting a rookie quarterback, bringing in a veteran like Aaron Rodgers, or even reuniting with Russell Wilson. These possibilities make the division's future even more unpredictable and exciting. For Broncos fans, there's a lot to feel good about right now. From well-deserved awards to rising young talent and smart moves in the coaching staff, the franchise looks like it's heading in the right direction. But what do you think? Were the snubs of Vance Joseph and Nick Bonitto fair, or do they deserve more credit? And how do you feel about the idea of Darren Rizzi joining the coaching staff? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice matters, Broncos country. As we look ahead, the next few months could be crucial for the Denver Broncos. The team has already earned some well-deserved recognition, and with possible coaching changes on the horizon, this offseason could be a turning point. But there are still a lot of moving parts, and how things unfold will play a big role in whether the Broncos can keep the momentum going from last season. Let's start by taking a closer look at the defense. Patrick Surtain II is quickly becoming one of the league's top stars, but the entire defense under Vance Joseph has been impressive. As we talked about earlier, Joseph was snubbed for Assistant Coach of the Year, and many fans are upset about it. It's easy to see why. This defense has outperformed expectations, especially with the limited resources Joseph had to work with. If Joseph stays with the Broncos, his continued work with this defense could make a huge difference. But there's also uncertainty about Joseph's future. As other teams fill their head coaching spots, it's possible that Joseph could be targeted for a higher position. If the Broncos lose him, finding a replacement with his experience and talent won't be easy. That's why it's so important for the front office to lock in the coaching staff quickly, especially with the possibility of bringing in Darren Rizzi to lead the special teams. The connection between the coaching staff will be key as the Broncos aim for a deeper playoff run next season. Speaking of connections, the offense also needs some attention. Bo Chapman-Nix has shown he has the potential to be a main player in the team's offense. His performances against some of the league's best defenses prove he can handle pressure. But the Broncos need to make sure they give him the support he needs to succeed. That means strengthening the offensive line, adding more weapons in the receiving game, and continuing to improve the play calling under Sean Payton. If the front office can make these moves, the Broncos could have an offense that works perfectly with their already strong defense. Let's not forget the impact of all the offseason changes on the division. The AFC West has always been one of the toughest divisions in the NFL, and the Broncos are right in the middle of it. The Raiders are in a bit of a mess with their quarterback situation, and that could be a chance for the Broncos to step up. Whether the Raiders go with a veteran like Aaron Rodgers, stick with Aidan O'Connell, or take a chance on a rookie, the Broncos have a real opportunity to take charge of the division. What do you think about all the recent news? Do you believe the Broncos are headed in the right direction? How do you feel about the potential coaching changes and the recognition for Surtain and Nix's? And what moves should the Broncos focus on as they get ready for next season? The future looks bright, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on what's coming next for Broncos country. Let's ride this wave of optimism together.